to Beyond the Cow. Today we are making this gorgeous doily. This is doily number 2, and I love how it makes these kind of leaf shapes, which is why I've pulled out my green yarn today. As always, let me have a measure and tell you how big this is. This is about almost 9 inches from from side to side on these scalloped edges. So yeah, almost 9 inches or 23 centimeters, and that's with a 4.5mm hook and regular DK light worsted weight yarn. So you can make this in whatever yarn or hook size you like. You can change colours wherever you like as well, but obviously remember these do have their sort of shapes, so you might want to change colours not as much. Maybe these first 2 rounds in the centre you might want to do one colour and then do the rest all one colour, and then maybe do this border outside in a different colour. I'll leave that up to you. So I thought I was going to sneeze. Oops. Okay, to start our doily, you can chain 4 and slip stitch to the first chain to make your ring, or you can use the magic ring. Now, you know, I normally would do a chain and slip stitch, but I just decided that today I felt like using the magic ring. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the magic ring. Okay. And we are going to start with a chain 1. So whichever method you're using, you want to have a chain 1 at the start, and then that doesn't count as anything, and then you're going to put 12 single crochets into your ring, and that's as simple as that first round is. Chain 1 and 12 single crochets into your ring, and I will see you when I've finished my 12. Okay, if you're not completely sure if you've got the right amount, just have a count back and make sure you've got 12. And then if you're using the magic ring, just pull your ring tighter. And then, we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet. So not a chain, but a single crochet. If you need to, count your stitches around and make sure that it is your stitch and not your chain. Okay, and there is round 1. Cute little round of 12 single crochets. Okay, round 2, we are going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the very same stitch. So in the very same single crochet at the bottom here, we're going to put a stitch. So this counts as a double crochet, and we're going to put a double crochet in the same stitch at the bottom there. Okay, and then we are going to do 2 stitches in the next stitch, 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that all the way around, 2 double crochet into each single crochet around until you have 24 stitches, which includes that chain 3 as a stitch. Okay, 2 into each stitch, 24 stitches. And when you have all 24 stitches, you are going to slip stitch in the top of your first chain 3. So in that top chain. Sometimes slip stitches can be a little tricky. Just if that chain's gone small, you need to wiggle your hook. Okay, so there we go. 24 double crochets. Okay, round 3. Let me just move the pattern up so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so round 3, this is where we're going to start our leaf pattern. So we're going to chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 double crochet into that same stitch. So it's actually the top of that chain. So remember, you did a slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. So we're going to do 2 double crochets into that same chain. Okay. Oops. What am I doing today? Let me start that again, shall I? Oh dear. Hopefully you're not losing your yarn like I am. Okay, so into that top chain you should now have your chain 3 and 2 double crochets, like so. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we are going to skip 2 stitches, so skip the next 2 stitches, and into the 3rd stitch along we're going to do 3 double crochet. Okay, 3 double crochet in that 3rd stitch along. Okay, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and in the 3rd stitch we're going to do 3 double crochet. There, I've done it again. It's the yarn or the hook? Which one do we think? Yarn or hook? Or me? Okay, so chain 2 after those 3 double crochet, skip 2 stitches, and 3 double crochet in the 3rd stitch along. 3 double crochet in that 3rd stitch. Okay, and then chain 2, and you're going to repeat this all the way around, skip 2 stitches, and then 3 double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the 3rd stitch along, and so forth. Okay, I will see you at the end of the round. Okay, when you have finished that round and you've done your last chain 2, you want to do a slip stitch at the top of your chain 3, just as we have before. And as I said, you might need to wiggle your hook slightly if your chain has gone small. Mine has gone a little small. Let's just wiggle the hook through there, and there we go. That's what we have at the end of round 3. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 3 and 8 chain 2 spaces, sorry. So there we go, looking cute already. Okie dokie, moving on to round 4. We are going to once again chain 3 as our first double crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet in that very same chain. So just as we did last time, we did 2 stitches into the same one, we're going to do 1 stitch into the same one, 1 double crochet into that same chain. Okay, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. And 2 double crochet in the next stitch. So counting this chain 3 as a double crochet, we have 2 in the first stitch, 1 in the next, and 2 in the last stitch. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to do that on each of these sets of 3. So I'll do that with you, do that with you once more. So we're going to, we've chained 2, we're going to do 2 double crochet in the first stitch. One double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochet in the last stitch, and 2 double crochet. I've just done 1. Let's do 2 there, and chain 2. Okay, continue this around the circle. On each of these sets of 3 double crochet, do 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet and 2, 2, 1, 2, and then chain 2 all the way around. And after your chain 2, you're going to slip stitch in the top of that first chain 3, just as we have done before. So there we are at the end of round 4, and these circles kind of, most of them look pretty good wherever you stop. So if you wanted to stop here and have this as a little coaster, you could easily stop there and have that as a coaster, and you could stop sort of wherever you feel like. So you could have some little coasters, and then you could work up and have some placemats or whatever you want to have there. So let's continue though to round 5. And we are continuing to widen this sort of triangle, if you like, upside down triangle. So chain 3 as your first double crochet, as always, and then we are going to do a double crochet in that same stitch, or that same chain. Okay, and then we are going to do a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 3 double crochets along, 1, 2 and 3, and then 2 in the last stitch. And chain 2. So we're going to do that again, 2 double crochet in the first stitch, one in each of the next 3, and then 2 in the last double crochet. There we go, and chain 2. So you're going to repeat this around as usual, 2 in the first stitch, then 1, 2, 3, and then 2 in the last. Okay, 2 in the first, 2 in the last, and 1 in each of the 3 in the middle, and then chain 2 all the way around, chain 2, and then slip stitch in the top of your chain 3, just as before. So there we go at the end of round 5. And as I said before, you could stop at any round you like. This would make a lovely circle just on its own like that. You could stop there, but we are going to continue and make our leaf shape. So we've finished making our increases and making these kind of triangles wider. We're now going to start putting the tops on them to make the tops of our leaves. So we're going to kind of make a triangle going on top. So we need to decrease these and make them into a point. Okay. So let's move on to round 6. Now, before we used to put 2 stitches in the first and in the last. In order to decrease it and make it go up into a triangle, we're going to do a double crochet 2 together in each of these first 2 and last 2 stitches. Okay, and because that makes the stitch slightly shorter, our first stitch we're just going to do a chain 2. So this still counts as a double crochet, like our chain 3 did, but we're just doing a chain 2. Okay, so chain 2, and then we are going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, and because we've got a shorter stitch here, it's a bit like having a double crochet 2 together. Okay, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets along, so in each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, and then these last 2 stitches we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. So that's yarn over, insert, and do a partial double crochet, leaving your last 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and go into your next stitch, pull through the first 2 loops, and then we pull through all 3 loops, and that just gives you 1 top of stitch but 2 legs of your stitch. Okay, and it just sort of pulls it in slightly, pulls these in a little. Okay, so we are then going to chain 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet in our chain space. 1 double crochet in the chain space, and then chain 2, and then we're going to do our repeat. Okay, so I'll show you what you need to do for that. We're going to do a double crochet 2 together, these first 2 stitches. So that's a partial double crochet, and then in the next stitch a partial double crochet, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and then a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Oops. And then the last 2 stitches, a double crochet 2 together. Okay, there we go. And then we are going to chain 2 and do a double crochet in the chain space. Okay, I'll show you that once more. Chain 2, and then double crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches. Double crochet in the next 3, and double crochet 2 together for the last 2 stitches. Oops, that was a normal double crochet. Let me do that one again. There we go. Okay, chain 2, double crochet in the chain space, and chain 2, and then repeat this around the rest of the circle, and I will meet you back to do our final slip stitch. Okay, repeat this around and I'll see you near to the end. There we go. So when you've done your last double crochet and chain 2, what we're going to do is slip stitch into our double crochet, our first double crochet, not the chain 2, because we want to imagine that this is a double crochet 2 together. Okay, so we want to go into the double crochet and skip the chain. So just go into the top of that double crochet and do your slip stitch. And there we go. There is round 6. Gorgeous. God, I can see this in the camera and it's looking a bit like sun rays. Gorgeous, love that. Do it in yellow, look a bit like the sun rays. Okay, so I'm just muttering to myself there. So let's go on to round 7 and do some more decreasing. Okay then, round 7, we are going to start with a chain 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. Now just remember that you're not going to go into this, you might have a tiny bit of a space here for your stitch. That is where you slip stitch, so make sure that when you look below you've got your chain 2, your stitch, and then the next stitch. So you want this this next stitch here. Okay, so do a double crochet in there, and then you are going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, sorry, and then a double crochet 2 together for the last 2 stitches. Okay, So we've got that at the top there now. And then we are going to do a chain 3 and then a double crochet in this chain space. Chain 3, double crochet in the next chain space, and chain 3 again. Okay, and now we're back to our next kind of leaf. It will look a bit like a leaf, so I'm going to call it a leaf. So we're back to this one. So we're going to do a double crochet 2 together on the first 2 stitches. Okay, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch and then double crochet 2 together. So it's double crochet 2 together, 1 double crochet, and then another double crochet 2 together. Okay, and you can see this is just bringing this in. It's kind of going up, sorry, off camera there. It's just bringing it in, and it's going to come up to a point nicely. Okay, so then chain 3, double crochet in the chain space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain space, and chain 3. Okay, I'll show you this once more. So double crochet 2 together on the first 2 stitches, double crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet 2 together. There we go, and then chain 3, double crochet in the chain space, chain 3, double crochet in the chain space, the next chain space, chain 3, and then you're just going to continue that around, doing your 2 together, then 1, 2 together, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. Okay, repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you back to do our final slip stitch of this round. Okay, when you've done your last chain 3, we're just going to do a slip stitch into this first double crochet, not the chain 3 but the double crochet. So just do a slip stitch into that double crochet, and that is the end of round 7. There we go. So you can see these leaf shapes working up rather nicely, but equally just as good as it is right now. So we are going to do the next round. This is the last round of bringing this to a point. Okay, so round 8. Chain 2. And then we're going to do a double crochet 2 together on the next 2 stitches. Okay, and then chain 3, double crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, and a double crochet in that last chain space, and a chain 3. Okay, and then we're going to do a double crochet 3 together. Okay, for our first one we needed to do that chain to start with, but each of these has 3 stitches, so we're going to do a double crochet 3 together, which is done exactly the same as the double crochet 2 together, but we just add one more incomplete double crochet. So we go into the first stitch and then we pull through 2, and then yarn over into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2 loops, and we do that a third time, pull through 2, and you will have 4 loops on your hook, 1 for each stitch plus the one for the hook, and yarn over and pull through. So that makes that all into just one stitch at the top there. Okay, and gives it a nice point at the top. I'll lay that down. Can you see that really nice point at the top there now? Okay, so then we are going to do our chain 3s and double crochets in these spaces. So we'll just do that once more together. So chain 3, double crochet in the chain space, chain 3. Do you know, it's like I have polished my hook. It is so slippy today. It's just like I've polished the hook. I think the yarn is very, very smooth today. I think that's part of my problem. So chain 3 and then double crochet in the next space, chain 3, and double crochet in the last chain space, and then a final chain 3. And then we're going to do that double crochet 3 together. So into the first stitch. Okay, I've got a rather large first stitch, never mind. Pull through 2 loops, leave the last loop on the hook. Into the second, pull through 2 loops, leaving a loop on the hook, and do that a third time. 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 4. And then you're going to repeat that around. Do your chain 3 and a double crochet in the space, chain 3, double crochet in the space, chain 3, double crochet in the space, and then a final chain 3, and then double crochet 3 together, and then repeat it again. And you're going to do that all the way around, and I will see you around near the end to finish off this round together. Okay, let's finish round 8. So do your last chain 3, and then as before we're going to slip stitch into our double crochet. So we did our chain 2 here, and then we did a double crochet 2 together. So we're going to slip stitch into the very top of that 2 together, not the chain. Okay, and this is what we have now. So you can see that these leaves have all started from a point, gone out, and then come back in. So at the point, out, and then back in. And they just, well, I'm going to call them leaves because I think they do look like leaves, which is why I've done green today. So that's gorgeous on its own. I think you'll agree with me, it is pretty good looking. So we've got 2 more rounds to go. We've got a round of some single crochets to go, and that will form a nice solid edge. This is sort of quite lacy. This will form a nice solid edge and keep it from sort of going out of shape more. And then we've got a scalloped edge to do, so you can choose to finish on either round. As I say, I'm going to show you the whole pattern, but just so you know, you can decide to just finish wherever you choose. So let's do round 9, which is some single crochets, and they just give us our foundation for the scalloped edging. So it's not truly a circle when we've done that scalloped edging, but it kind of is. So we're going to do a chain 1, which doesn't count as anything. Oh no, it does actually, it counts as a single crochet. I normally am used to it not counting as anything. If you do not like your chain 1 counting as a single crochet, you can just put a single crochet in this stitch as well. You get that tiny bump from your chain, but it depends whether you prefer to do that or have your chain 1 as your first stitch. Okay, and then you are going to put 3 single crochets into your chain space. Okay, 3 single crochet in that chain space, and then a single crochet in your double crochet, and then you're going to continue that around. 3 single crochets in your space and 1 into the stitch, 3 into the space and 1 into the stitch. Oops. 3 in the space. My goodness, what am I doing? I'm going to use a different hook next time, I think. So 3 into the space, and then we're back to the first treble crochet 3 together. So we're going to do 1 in the top of there as well. Okay, and then you're going to continue this all the way around. 3 single crochets in each space and 1 in the stitch. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and then 1 in the top of your 3 together, all the way around. And I'll meet you back near to where we started to finish off. When you've finished all your single crochets and you're back to where you started, you are going to do a slip stitch either into the chain 1 that you made or into the single crochet that you made. If you did a single crochet in this first stitch as well as your chain, then do it into the single crochet. Otherwise, do it straight into your first chain that you made. And that is round 9. So you can see this has given us a nice solid edge. Nice solid edge there. Beautiful, beautiful, love it. So as I said, round 10 is a kind of scalloped sort of flower petal kind of edge in a way. So I'm going to show you how to do that and then we're done. Loving this one today, really liking this one. Okay, so let's move this yarn over. Okay, so we are going to do a single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so not where we joined, so not the chain or the stitch where you joined your slip stitch, but the next stitch you're going to do a single crochet. Okay, and then a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then a double crochet in the next, and a treble crochet, that's yarn over twice, in the next stitch. Okay, so we've worked from small up to large, and then we're going to come back down again, making this kind of rounded shape. So we're going to do a double crochet in the next, half double crochet in the next, and a single crochet in the next, and then a slip stitch in the next stitch. Okay, so you can see this is what we've got now. We've got this sort of scalloped flower petal like shape there now. Okay, so we're going to do this again. So we start in the next stitch and we're going to do, so we've done a slip stitch in one stitch and we're going to go into the next one. Single crochet, and then in the next a half double crochet, double crochet in the next, treble crochet in the next, and then back down, double crochet, half double crochet, and a single crochet, and then a slip stitch. Okay, this is what we've got here. So I'll show you that once more and then I'll leave you to work that all the way around the outside. So we've done a slip stitch in that stitch, so in the next one a single crochet, and then a half double crochet, and then a double, and then do that double again. Sorry folks if you're waiting for me. Okay, and then a treble. So single, half, double and treble, and then a double, a half double, and a single, and a slip stitch. Okay, so it is single, half, double, treble, double, half, single slip stitch. Okay, everyone into a new stitch. So repeat that all the way around and you'll have this lovely little scalloped edge. And I will see you back around near to where we started just to finish this off. Have fun! To finish off this round, what we're going to do is slip stitch into the stitch or the chain of the previous round. So if you've got a chain or a single crochet there from the previous round, you are going to slip stitch into there. Remember that we started in the next stitch along from our original slip stitch. So just go into there and do your slip stitch, and then I'm going to do another kind of chain and fasten off. Chain, pull through, and then pull that nice and tightly. Fasten off, and here we go. This is our finished doily. Look how lovely that is. I think I need to zoom out though. There we go. Now you can see the whole thing. How lovely does that look? I love this scalloped edge. Gorgeous. There we go, folks. All you've got are these two ends to sew in, unless you've changed colours. This would look great with a different colour outer and inner. That would look pretty good as well. And as I've said, with all of these, you can do them in fine sort of lace weight yarn. You can do them in really chunky yarn and make like a big rug. They're just so versatile. So I hope you've enjoyed crocheting along with me and working up your doily. If you haven't seen the other one from this week, then there's a playlist link in the description below, so check that out and have a look at the other doilies and the other circles that we've made. This one is a little bit late being put up on our channel, so there are some other patterns there already, so go check that out. And if you would like the written pattern or chart for this, then check out the pattern in our Facebook group. Again, the link is in the description below, so have a look at that. And if you have enjoyed this, then please click that like button, give us a thumbs up and share the love. It is much appreciated when you click that like button. Any comments or questions, leave them below or in the Facebook group. And if you're on Instagram and you've made this, then pop a photo up there with the hashtag #BeyondTheCow. And I would love to see your photos of what you've made. So that's it for today. Until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.